Hey, good evening, brothers and sisters. Welcome. Formally begin, let us go content. Allow me to share my screen. Our opening prayer. May I request Adelina? Prayer te. Narinig ba?
Okay. Good evening, participant. Narinig ako?
Yes, yes.
Narinig ako? Okay, good evening, participants and lecturers and staff. Please join me in prayer. Our most loving parents and parents of heaven. Today we are to start our second batch of the 21-day Divine Principle online series. And Father, we wanted to thank you for guiding us, for guiding all the participants into this lecture series. Father, truly we are very grateful that you are guiding us every day so that we can go back to your classroom and that uh, we can become your children. Thank you all for guiding the participants in this 21-day Divine Principle lecture series so that they would be with their determination to know more about the words and that to learn about more and to learn about the divine principle and so that they will be able, Heavenly Father, to apply this in their daily lives, especially Heavenly Father, in this would strengthen their determination into applying for the magic and eventually participating in the blessing so that Heavenly Father, we can they can become also models to for so that to show Heavenly Father that this is the way to make this world a better place and to help our true mother expand the will of heaven. Heavenly Father, I pray this and report this in the names of Ray and Regina Belandos and Pascal.
Jew. Okay, so welcome, brothers and sisters. Ay, wala pa yung iba. Habol na rin. Yes, welcome to our seventh batch of 20. Ayun, seventh batch na tayo. Matagal-tagal din. Na, kasi ano siya eh, every week times yung ano. Anyway, I would like to welcome you all. And before anything else, I would like to show and to share with you the basic meeting guidelines while having this training, while attending this training. Anong dapat natin gawin? Just only 5 minutes. Allow me to share again this. Okay, welcome to our 21-day online divine principle series, initiated by the PFD Department, Philippines, with the support of the Universal Principle Training Academy. And yeah, 7 parts. So these are the 5 basic lines. I turn sa action. Isa-isahin natin. So it is very important while attending these 21 days. 5. Pag sinabing 7:30 kasi yung oras is, and I speak Tagalog, wala namang international dito. We have international here. Kasi I'm having a hard time with speaking English, so I'd rather speak also with Taglish ganun. Okay, so walang walang international, so I can speak. So, time will be start at 7:30. Ibig sabihin, don't be late. So, 7:15 at least nakapasok. Yeah, 7:15. 15 minutes before or 5 minutes before mag-start yung session, lecture. So, 2.5 hours. Yeah. So, please. Then, number 2, especially if the lecture is going on, we always have to mute ours para hindi ma-distract yung lecture natin. So, alam niyo naman siguro kung saan banda yung paano mag-mute. Yun, nakalagay dyan. Left, down. Left bottom corner. Yan. Just click that one and then if ever, pag mag-ask ng questions yung lecturers or kailangan ng participation yung lecturer, then you can unmute yourself. Kinakailangan. Then number 3, kailangan naka-on yung video na. Always turn on our video all the time. Unless if you have this problem, internet problem. We could accept that one. But as much as possible, please always turn on our video. Kasi while our lecturers are giving this, giving the Divine Principle lecture, makikita nila kayo. Andyan kayo. Andyan yung presence niyo. And also, kasi minamonitor din yung, this is your participation within these 21 days. Since you are preparing for the blessing or but anyway, you have this part of your participation to could pass within this 21 days seminar. So, ine-evaluate kayo ng mga staff namin. Then, evaluate kayo. So, mas maganda yung naka-open yung camera natin. Kasi malam may naka-off tapos pala kabila. Just click that parang Number 4, rename yourself. Ano ba siya? Ilagay niyo yung complete name niyo. Tapos slash kung anong region kayo. Northern Mindanao, CR Taguig, kung saang region kayo na belong. So complete name para again and again, you will be monitored by our staff with your attendance also. Yun, taga saan kayo, who are you? Para makilala namin. So rename yourself. Lastly, after the lecture, we have this questions and reflection. If you have clarification and questions that need to be answered, need to be clarified, then you are free to ask after. We have 1 hour, 30 minutes, ganong time. That is both questions and reflection. So also we have reflection. During the Zoom meeting, that is oral reflection. So ibig sabihin, you will be asked by our lecturers to give reflection kung ano yung mga natutunan natin, anong natutunan ninyo within the specific topic. Ano yung mga na-realize nyo and how you can apply this in your life, in your daily life, and especially on preparing for yourself for the blessing that become an person. So reflection that could really inspire also our brothers. And written after ng session, after ng end ng session, bibigay kaming link, tapos fill upan nyo yun, may susunod, mag-ano din kayo mag-fill sa link na yun, yung written reflection. Okay, yun, questions and reflection. So don't hesitate. Please, you're free to ask. So yeah, those are the 5 basic meeting guidelines within 21 days and hook up this one. Okay. So this time, improve. So this time, we will proceed to self-introduction kasi hindi namin kayo kilala. Kailangan alamin namin kayo. Kilalanin namin kayo kung taga saan kayo, kung nakagraduate na ba kayo or hindi pa, nag-aaral pa, sino nag-invite sa'yo. And yun, self-introduction, purpose kung bakit kayo nag-join ng 21 days or baka napilitan lang kayo. And pangalawa, your expectation. So yun, your self-introduction, purpose, and expectation. Sino mag-volunteer? Wala po. Okay, ako na lang mamili. Baka sa later session natin. Okay, so let's begin with from the last. I would like to welcome Jesame General. Welcome po Ate Jessa. Let's give a round of applause for this. Please unmute yourself. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Welcome there.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jessamay Generalao from Mindanao, and I was invited by Mrs. Dolindo, Ma'am Redina. And the purpose I am joining because I want to learn more about the divine principle, and gusto ko pang mapalalim yung yung mga hindi ko naintindihan dati kasi dati nagjo-join lang ako kasi napilitan lang, ganun. So, I was para lang tuloy-tuloy na rin. Spare my Tagalog. Yun lang.
Ilang taon na kayo, Ted?
I am 20 years old. Second year college pa lamang.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ate Jessa. Let's give her a round of applause, Ate Jessa. Welcome.
Yeah.
Really na pala naging live. Okay, so hindi ko pa na-introduce yung sarili ko pala. I have to introduce myself first. So my name is Herwin Kalinawan. Sorry. Herwin Kalinawan. At para maraming nagkakamali sa bigkas ng pangalan. Not Erwin, but Herwin. Herwin Kalinawan. Okay. I'm a graduate of IPLC 2016. And I'm doing mission here in headquarters currently. Driver. Driver. Ngayon, nandito ako. At least masali ako sa 21 days. And I got blessed. I got matched 2017. 2017, and I got blessed last year. Bago lang na blessed. Anyway, yes, yun. Sa mga gusto pang makakilala sa akin, so just visit my account. With lot of information. Okay, so let's proceed to the next one. Itong magkasamang dalawa. Kambal ba ito sila? Let's welcome Prince John Cortez.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Prince John B. Cortez, and I am a second generation member, son of Mr. and Mrs. Arnolfo Cortez. Couple. And my purpose is to understand more about divine principle and the blessing. My brother said,
Anong region galing?
Anong region daw galing?
Davao City po.
Davao. Ilang taon ka na kuya?
25 years old. Yung kapatid, 18.
Second gen. Okay, let's welcome Regine.
I am Regine Rico Cortez. I am second generation member and son of couple Mr. Mrs. Arnold Cortez. Live in Davao City.
You have expectation and
My
purpose?
purpose is maintindihan ang divine principle and blessing. Okay na po.
How about preparation for the blessing? Are you preparing? Ilang taon ka na, Regine?
18.
19.
Nice.
Nice.
18. Preparing
Okay,
for
pwede naman. Pwede na yun.
video.
Thank you so much, Regine and Prince. Welcome sa 21 days natin. So, but I've heard your purpose. So you want to learn more about the divine principle. You're second gen, right?
Yes.
So let's proceed to next one. Okay, let's welcome Ate Mary Rose Duran. Let's welcome the long time no see.
Hello po, okay na?
Yes.
Long time no see po. Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Mary Rose Duran, 30 years old, currently working as supervisor in a restaurant. I was invited by Ate Marilyn Babaran from Korea last February lang 2021. My purpose of joining for 21 days training because I want to learn more about divine principle kasi naging interesado talaga ako nung na-discuss ni Sir Herwin sa akin last time sa headquarters. So I want to learn more about that. Yan lang pa.
Okay, so about sa blessing day, are you preparing?
Yes po.
Okay.
Bali, naka-join po ako sa GC ng Region 4A sa Cavite po. Sila po yung nag-a-assist sa akin as of now.
Oh, I see.
Apo.
Welcome, Ate Mary Rose. Dito ka na
Sige
rin.
po. Nice meeting sa inyong lahat.
Okay. Now, next, let's welcome Bill Takanay. Welcome, Bill. It's a long time no see dito.
Hello po, good evening po.
Good evening, Bill.
Okay, so first of all, I am Bill po. Bill Mangawang Dakanay from La Union, from the very first region of the Philippines. So yun po, I am joining this 21 days seminar and workshop to refresh my knowledge about divine principle and yung yung sa preparation din po ng blessing. So yun po yung yung purpose why I joined this 21 days workshop. And
Okay, thank
currently,
you. Ayun.
po, I am studying at Don Mariano Marcos Memorial State University, Dimso and Loop. So sa ngayon po, bale, we are studying online class and for now we are we are studying also research. So sa ngayon po may mga po kami. Maybe after this seminar I will continue my research. So yun po. So thank you so much po.
Thank you, Bill. Kaya nag-aaral po si Bill for fourth year, right?
Yes po, fourth year.
Engineering.
Apo. Yes, sir.
So, welcome, Bill. Next. Sana napapansin ko pare-pareho kayo ng expectations purpose. Anyway, yep. Gusto namin marinig na maybe may iba. Okay. So, let's welcome Gilberto Jogades. Si Kuya Gilberto.
Hello po, good evening. So,
Hey.
my name is Gilberto Jongadis. I'm from Davao. I'm graduated in IPLC last 2020. So, the reason why I joined this seminar because this is requirements. Thank you so much.
Requirements. Thank you, Gilberto. Gilberto also is a graduate by PLC. Welcome, Gilberto. So, kilala ko siya. I was studying. So, it's part of your requirements in preparation for the thing, and very important of what is the value of this one. Malalaman natin along the way. And let's proceed to the next one. Good. So, welcome, Yunji. So,
Hello po. Naririnig po.
yes, we can hear you.
First of all, good evening, heavenly parents and true parents. Good evening, elders, brothers, and sisters. I'm
Hey.
Yunjirina Fernandez, second gen from Bohol, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Remigio and Rina Fernandez, and I'm 20 years old, and I'm currently studying at Holy Name University, taking up Bachelor of Physical Education, and my purpose is just like them also. I really want to learn more and understand divine principle deeper, and to really prepare myself for the blessing and matching also. That would be all. Thank you.
Thank you, Yunji. Ilang taon ka na ulit?
20 po.
So, Yunji is preparing also for the blessing. Sorry, wala kayong choice. Magkatindar kayo ng 21 days. Anyway, we will know more. That's the essence of it. Let's proceed with Ate Rosalie Canoy. Welcome, Te. Naka-mute ka, Te.
Hello po, good evening.
Good evening, Ate Rosalie.
Okay lang, walang cam.
Mas maganda pag may camera. Para makita ka namin. Tignan yung face mo
Ano
sa...
po, mahina Mahina po kasi yung signal dito sa amin eh.
Okay, so, okay, yeah, I think you can proceed. Yes, ate, you can start introducing yourself. Okay lang since you have the internet problem, you can, it's okay pag wala.
Okay na po, naririnig po.
Yes, then.
Okay, good evening everyone. By the way, I'm Rosalie Canoy. Ano ba sabihin? So from IPLC din pala ako. Graduate last year, 2018. And yeah, so my purpose, ba't ako nag-attend ng 21 days is I want to understand more deeply about divine principle and of course, yeah, and also preparing for the blessing then. So ayun lang siguro, and also my expectation is sana ma-mold yung yung knowledge ko. So by the way, I'm from Region 9, Zamboanga del Norte, Mindanao po.
Ilang taon ka natin?
₱27 po.
27. Welcome to
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much po.
Okay, so okay, let's welcome Ate Ella Ramos. Ate Ella?
Po. Sorry, wala pong video. Medyo mabagal po yung internet. Pero I'll try.
Okay.
Good evening, heavenly parents and true parents. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ella Ramos po, second gen from Dagupan City, from Region 1. Center po is sa Bawang La Union. And I joined this 21 days seminar because my sister recently po na-match siya, and I was really inspired because especially I just finished YLT, and after I graduated from YLT, I realized that there are really temptations outside, and I want to protect also myself through matching and blessing. And through also this seminar, I will get to be inspired again, because if like this living after like mission ganon, and then after the mission and then you live separately, like more on personal self, you get less inspiration. So that's my motivation why I joined also, and my expectation is that I hope to revive myself again, my inspiration and motivation for two parents. That's all po.
Oh, thank you so much, Ate Ella. Ano yung kapatid mong match?
Blessy Ramos po. Blessy Bell Ramos with Joel Doctolero.
Okay. Welcome, Ella, and then, I like your motivation, even though it's quite, actually. quite like difficult outside to deal with other people. And yeah, thank you for joining with us here in Peru. Next, sino tong si, ano mo na? Let's welcome Boomshi. Kuya Boomshi. Hello, Kuya. Balikan na lang natin. Para sa let's welcome si Regine Paul Cortez. Ano to? Pa rin to si Regine Cortez? Okay, let's welcome Regine Paul.
Hello po. Hello po,
Welcome.
narinig po ako.
Yes, yes.
Kasama na sila
hello
ni Prince, di ba?
Opo, kapatid ko po yung dalawa.
Ay. Regine Rico. Okay.
Opo, first name Regine.
Hirapan ako sa Facebook actually.
May na po signal dito. Wait lang po.
Okay, welcome. Regine.
Okay lang po, walang camera, walang cam.
Di ba kaya?
Mahina po signal. Wait lang.
Pero mamaya may picture tayo. So kailangan nyo i-open yung camera niyo.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello po. Narinig po?
Yes, yes.
Okay, ako po si Regine Paul Cortez. Second gen member po. Anak ni Mr. and Mrs. Arnolfo F. Cortez and Rahani Cortez po. 20 years old po. Mag first year college po ngayong year po. Tapos, mas maintindihan ko po yung divine principle po. At, yun lang po. Yan lang po. Thank you.
Sinong pinakamatanda sa inyo? Prince. Okay.
Po.
Ano? Si Paul. Sponsor si Rico. Okay. Welcome Cortez family. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you po.
Balikan natin si Boomshi.
Thank you po. Thank you po.
Yeah, Boomshi.
Hello po.
Welcome, kuya.
Teka, nagluloko po kasi connection eh. Oops. Wala, mahina. Wait lang po. Try ko po yung ano. Mas malakas po kasi pag walang video eh. Hello. Wala po kasi akong mic po eh.
We can hear you.
Narinig niyo lang po ako.
Yeah.
So, paano po ba ang introduction po nito?
Self-introduction, name, age, sino nag-invite sa'yo, and purpose joining here and expectation.
My name is Bunshin P. Carale po from Tanay City, Negros Oriental, Dumaguete Center. I'm 21 years of age. Kaka 21 ko lang po this day po. And then I am a third year student of Negros Oriental State University taking up electronics and communication engineering po. Third year po. And then nag-invite po sa second gen po, anak po nila Jose Jeric Carale and Emily Carale po, 360,000 couple way back 1995 po. And then ano pa po yung ano pa po yung
What's your purpose of joining the 21 days? Expectation.
My expectation po in joining po this 21 days plus workshop is to know more about the divine principle and the main purpose of the divine principle, and to know more about true fathers and heavenly parents heart.
Thank you so much. To know more. Okay, so let's welcome Ishan Boy. Welcome Ishan. Yes. Yeah.
My name is Stephen Bobay, and I'm 12 years old. I studied in Italy college and
Internet apa? Ya. Wala siya. Copy this. Okay, so balikan na lang natin si Kuya. Now let's proceed to Adrian Troy Bulalakaw. Welcome Kuya Adrian. Adrian, are you there? Okay, yeah.
Rinig na po.
Make it louder, Kuya.
Malinaw na po.
Yeah.
Medyo
Yes,
mabagal. Medyo mabagal po kasi din po yung signal dito sa area ko po.
You can first, you can turn off your video. Medyo mahina yung para marinig namin. But later we want to see you.
Ay, hindi rin po kawanang nasa trabaho po kasi ako ngayon.
Oh, just short introduction.
Okay, so good evening po sa lahat. Ako po ay si Adrian Troy Bulalakaw, turning 26 years old. Bali na-introduce po sa akin itong ano, itong divine principle since way back in 2012. Hopefully, kasi medyo mahina lang po talaga yung dito sa yung signal po dito, at plan ko po na lang na panoorin via YouTube. Hello?
Yes, Kuya.
Yes po. At yan po, curious po ako kung ano yung magiging kung ano yung matutunan ko po sa 21 days na online lecture series po na ito. Yun lang po.
Okay, thank you very much, Adrian. So, despite of busy schedule, for being with us tonight. Yan. For coming. Ano mo si ano? Yung kanina, lalaki. Lalaki.
Siya rin yun.
Ano mo si Gemma Bulalakaw?
Wala pa naman. Sino, sir?
Gemma Bulalakaw. Friend niya sa Facebook eh. Friend niya sa Facebook.
Anyway, thank you very much, Kuya Adrian. Wanna know more about you in this 21 days. Welcome.
Kapatid ba siya ni Kuya Ate Gemma? Kuya Herwin, good evening po sa lahat pala.
Kapatid ba daw kayo, Kuya Adrian?
Hindi ko marinig. Sige lang. Tebale.
Wala lang long distance na siguro.
Okay, so anyways, let's move on to sabi natin itong magka-grupo na tapos na to. Okay, let's welcome Sachi. Sachi, sino mauna sa inyo? Pinyoso family. Welcome, Pinyoso family.
Good evening. Sorry, we just joined the meeting po kasi nag-run out po kanina. Ngayon lang po bumalik yung kuryente sa amin. So, anyways, I'm Sachi Peñoso. I'm 21 years old from Bukidnon. My purpose of joining this seminar is to strengthen my knowledge about the divine principle and also mainly to prepare myself for the blessing and hopefully could build heartistic connect. Through this, I could build heartistic connection with true parents and heavenly parents.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Markenji Empeñoso. I'm 17 years old from Bukidnon. And my purpose in joining this workshop is to know more about the divine principle.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Shilami Peñoso. I am 19 years old. My motivation in joining this seminar is to deeply understand the divine principle and to understand the heart of heavenly parents and true parents. Yan lang po. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pinyoso family. Okay, we've heard everybody's introduction, your age, you're still young, but ready to receive the blessing. Oh, may pumasok isa. Jeremy, let's welcome. Yan, si Jeremy kakapasok lang. Jeremy lang talaga inaantay natin dito. Hindi. Let's welcome Jeremy. Self-introduction and purpose of joining this 21 days or experience.
Hello, good evening. My name is Jeremy Jicaris from Davao City. I'm 18 years old. Purpose is to dapat mas marami pa akong maintindihan sa principles po. Yun lang po.
Okay. Jeremy, ano mo si Gilbert?
Kuya ko po.
Oh.
Kapatid po.
Okay. Welcome, Jeremy.
Good evening.
Okay, so narinig na natin lahat.
Si Bill din na may kasama.
Daming pusa kaya. Kapatid ko po si Blair Ann.
I see. Mag-join siya ng 21 days. Pwede siya maghanap.
Magiginig lang daw po. Magiginig lang daw kaya.
Magiginig lang. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, brothers and sisters, and we will proceed to our next program, and it's my privilege. Picture taking muna pala tayo. So open your camera. Please, thank you. Mute nyo muna yung sarili nyo. Open your camera. And let's take first day ng school natin. First day of school. Si Ate Ala. Adrian, can you open the camera? Jeremy. Taking muna tayo. We are 21 participants. Sino pang Ate Ella, can you open the camera? And Ate Rosalie, we have picture taking. We have Ishan. We have Gilberto. Ella. Evidence. Open your camera. Ate Rosalie. Okay, so let's wear your big smile. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, next. Heart, small heart. Anna, Lucen. 1, 2, 3. And last. Vision 2027. Peace. Thank you very much, brothers and sisters. So our next program before the lecture, my privilege to welcome. We have our welcome remarks, and yeah, this is the reason why we have this 21 days. And the reason why we have the Universal Principle Training Academy, where we studied the divine principle for 1 year. And now it's my privilege to welcome you. Welcome you guys. Let's welcome Dr. Randy and Steve Rand.
Hello, good evening everybody. And mag-welcome lang naman ako, di ba? So welcome to our 7 batch 21 days. And thank you for joining to this 21 days online Divine Principle. I heard that most of you, the reason why you have attended is because you wanted to know more the Divine Principle, and you needed to have a deeper connection with God and true parents. Am I right? That is majority of you say that that's your purpose. Okay. But what we wanted to is not only limited to knowing and understanding the principle. Okay. Our main vision is for you to really become the true owner or the embodiment of the principle itself. Because Father said, divine principle is not the textbook that we read, but it is the lifestyle that we will practice after we study the principle, after we learn the principle. Okay. So, anong ibig sabihin nun? Ibig sabihin nun is, pagkatapos mo na bago sa buhay mo, in line towards God's purpose and God's plan. And how much you are connected to God and looking at God as your parent, wherein you should always be connected more than anything else. Okay? So, kasi kung titignan natin, kung sinabi nyo, nagpre-prepare tayo sa blessing, what is that for you? Is it only for you to get married? Is it only for you to build family in the future? Actually, in true parents' eyes, in true parents' vision is for you to multiply God's lineage and expand. Bakit? Kasi kung titingnan natin, sino bang kaninong lineage bang nananaig din sa mundo? Diba? Sad to say, it is Satan's lineage. And the question is, kayo, do you want that this will continue to be passed on from next generation to another? Most especially to your children? Okay? Yun actually yung challenge na receive ko when I first joined the movement. That was 1993. Okay. Na do I wanted to continue yung environment na meron tayo ngayon? Okay. Do I still wanted to pass on the same problematic environment to the next generation that I will be creating? And because of that, dun ko naintindihan kung gaano talaga ka-importante yung tinatawag nating blessing, studying the divine principle, and then changing our lifestyle after learning the divine principle. Kasi nga sabi ni Jesus Christ, di ba? We are the temple of God. So pag sinabi nating temple, God reside in us. Hindi si Satan dapat yung maghari sa atin, but it should be God. And that should be transformed. Aju? Does it make sense, brothers and sisters? Kaya nga, dati ayoko mag-asawa eh. Kasi iniisip ko noon, kung mag-asawa ako tapos hindi alam ang principle, baka magkaroon kami ng anak, papabayaan lang, maging kawawa yung mga bata. Okay? But because of True Parents Education, okay, 1997, I joined the blessing. I was matched with a looks like Chinese na Filipina from San Pablo City. Okay. And she's now the secretary of our Asia Pacific president, Asia Pacific to president. And we have already 5 children, and looking at it, doon ko talaga nakita yung kung gaano kahalaga yung blessing, gaano kahalaga yung foundation na dapat nating ilay prior to receiving the matching. How much we focus on practicing yung lifestyle of living for the sake of others, staying at the center, and then practicing overcoming yung mga individual desire natin. Diba? Or even kahit wala ka sa center, kahit nasa loob ka, nasa sarili mong pamamahay, the more na nandoon yung challenge. Kasi sa umaga, walang gigising sa'yo eh. Pero, can you still challenge yourself to wake up and do hondoke? Read Father's words, do kyumbe, doing it alone, without anybody looking at you. But because you wanted to give your respect to God, looking at it as your parent. Okay. Sa pag-ikot ko sa buong Pilipinas, lagi ang daming mga member nagsabi na, Kuya, matagal na, actually matagal na ako sa movement, di ko na kailangan na ganito, ganyan. Pagtatanungin ko sa kanila, nakapag-hondoke ka ba ng sarili mo pag walang nakatingin sa iyo? Or pag very busy ka, can you still prioritize to connect to God? Give a moment to communicate with God. Okay? And sad to say, most of the time na pag tinatanong ko yun, sabi nila na, I don't have time, busy ako. So anong ibig sabihin nun, brothers and sisters? Diba? Still, we are not disconnected to the old practices that we have. Kasi lagi ang sinasabi ni Father di ba? Lagi ang sinasabi is, pag sinabi mong living for the sake of others, ano bang priority mo? How much you can overcome your individual desire and then look or think of how you can share your heart to others first. And that is the message of the divine principle. Tama po ba? Kaya nga ang endpoint ng divine principle after you study the divine principle is pag sinabi mong ayaw ko mag-asawa, ayaw ko magpamats, ibig sabihin hindi mo pa rin naintindihan ng divine principle. Because the divine principle talks about our practice of living for the sake of others substantially through our eternal partner. Hindi lang yung till death do us part na partner, but it is the eternal partner that is being prepared by God. Adyo po ba? Kaya nga, kung titignan natin, yun naman talaga pinaghahandaan natin eh. Meeting our half. Yung pupuno, para maging kumpleto tayo because each individual, male and female, is half of God's personality. We can only complete ourselves when men and women meet together, centering on the blessing of God. Not coming from the blessing of Satan. Aju? So brothers and sisters, yeah, the reason why we organize these 21 days, and if you wanted to proceed to study further the divine principle, Universal Principle Training Academy is waiting for you. It will be starting on May 1. Okay? You will be discovering more and you will be studying deeper the divine principle. And then merong mga discussion doon na hindi nyo madidiscuss pagka ordinary seminars. Okay? But for now, I would like you to focus on learning what are the things that you have to start to transform in yourself within these 21 days. Para sa ganun, after 21 days, pag-interviewin ulit namin kayo for your matching, preparation for your matching after you completed all the requirements for your matching. Katulad ng mga ibang nagdaan ng 21 days, sabi nila, bakit kailangan pa na kuya? This is for God. I wanted to do this for God. Hindi yung I wanted to do this kasi requirements, kasi sinabi ng parents ko, but we have to make a strong connection with God. I wanted to give comfort to God. I wanted to share love to God. So brothers and sisters, I hope that throughout your journey of in these 21 days, discover. Hindi naman namin masabi na ma-discover nyo lahat. At least a certain characteristics that you wanted to establish first. And then starting from that, every time that you read the divine principle, add another characteristics until such time that we can really develop or overcome every fallen nature that we have inherited from Satan. Aju? Kaya ang lagi kong tinitignan is yung how much you respond to time. Yun yung lagi kong yun yung lagi kong tinitignan if you are really sincere with what you are doing. Katulad din niyo ako before na laging sabi nga laging late. Minsan nagpapa-late, sinasadyang malate. Okay. Pero natauhan ako when I was the recording secretary of Interreligious Federation for World Peace. Papunta ako ng Malacanang maghatid ng letter. Ang meeting namin with the secretary ng president is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Na-late lang ako ng 0.5 minutes, 30 seconds. Pagdating ko dun sa guardhouse, sabi niya, ikaw lang ba ang i-meet ng president? How important are you? And from there, dun nagbago ang mundo ko. Sabi ko, how much more kay God? If that is the way meeting the president, how much more to God? Sino bang mas importante? Is it the president or si God? Okay? Kaya since then, I always see to it na kung mahalaga yung pupuntahan ko, I should be there ahead of time. Aju? And ito yung sinasabi ng principle sa atin. How much we wanted to make change into us. Hindi yung ibang magbabago sa atin eh. Magpabago sa atin, tayo mismo. Because nobody can change you except you yourself. With the right connection, right learning, right motivation, and right intention leading towards God's purpose. So I hope, brothers and sisters, that you will enjoy your 21 days. Okay? Kaya nga, I'm always encouraging na lahat dito sa Zoom, o pwede nyo panoorin to sa YouTube. Pero during discussion, all your lecturers, they wanted your input because they wanted to learn also from you. Etong 21 days po na to, hindi ito yung 21 days na one-way learning process. Hindi lang yung mga lecturers ang magbibigay ng information sa inyo or sa atin. All of us, we will be learning towards each other. Learning from the experiences of each other, how you overcome and how you make your life, okay, being connected to God and true parents. Kaya nga, even sa mga UPTA student, pag nagdi-discussion kami sa klase namin, marami akong natututunan. I never say na, I already know everything. Kasi that will stop me to learn. But the only thing that I wanted is to learn from each experiences because that will also help me to raise myself to become a better person. And this is the quest that we are doing right now. Because pag mag-start kayo, pagka magkaroon kayo ng partner, hindi na priority ang individual eh. How much you wanted to share to others. And this is the best practice, best training ground for you, for all of us. Okay? So brothers and sisters, I know marami pa kayong gagawin. Meron pang pre-exam, tapos meron pang presentation, introduction to the divine principle. So hindi ko na pahabain pa. One thing is thank you for joining and welcome to our journey. And I hope that we can help you to raise yourself to become a better person and also to become the right person for your partner in the future. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
very much, Dr. Randy Ami. Let's give a round of applause for the sisters. Ayun. Na marami na sabi sir na we need some points that learn, especially when attending. So yeah, this is not just the one-way presentation, but it's a two-way presentation. Wanna learn from you all, also brothers and sisters. Gusto niyo matuto sa amin, gusto rin namin matuto. Gusto rin namin matuto sa inyo. So yeah, okay. Ready na ba ang lahat? Meron tayong pre-exam, but depende pa time. Pero mauna yung ano natin, lecture. Wala ng time, then we can give the pre-exam next meeting before, depende pa. Just prepare yourself. Okay, so and I guess everybody is prepared also. Our next program kasi is the proper lecture, introduction to the divine principle. So, yun. Without further ado, I would like to welcome our lecturer for today. Introduction muna tayo ngayon. Marami pa tayong matutunan more divine principle in the next section. Introduction muna tayo. So I would like to welcome, give us the lecture, Mr. Julius Esclat. And introduce yourself, Kuya. Sorry for ako mag-introduce. Nasanay na sa klase natin sa BP. Nakamute ka, Kuya.
Hello, good evening. Mayroon na screen?
Yes, Kuya, we can hear you and
Okay, good evening, brothers and sisters. How's everyone? Hello. So again, welcome to our session this evening. So this is our first session of the online Divine Principle lecture, 21 days. So firstly, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Julius Escleto. I belong to the 30,000 couples. That was long time ago, 1992. So I was blessed to a Japanese, and we have two kids, all boys. Now I'm residing in Manila. So we are the first batch of the UPTA. So that is our mission here, give lectures, and also to learn from you also. So this is a two-way learnings. So I hope you participate in our lectures so we can know more, know each other more. So how about, okay, are you ready to listen to our lecture this evening? Yes, Aju. Okay, so we will be discussing introduction. So this evening, firstly, so the introduction of the divine principle. So let's start with human happiness. So if we look at the chart here, everyone, without exception, is struggling to attain happiness and avoid misfortune. Yes or no? Is everyone have an easy life? Or sometimes there are struggles? Yes. So we are everyone, no? We are struggling to attain happiness and avoiding this misfortune. So the question then now is, how does happiness arise? So the answer, people feel joy, feel happy when their desires are fulfilled. So whatever your desires, if I ask you, what is your desires in life? How about Bell, the Kanay, brother Bill, the Kanay? How about you?
Yes, sir. My desire po?
Yes, that makes you happy.
Yes, my desire is to make my parents happy and to make God happy.
Great. Okay, thank you, Brother Bill, for that wonderful answer. How about kay John Cortez?
Happiness po, kuya.
Yes.
Gusto ko na maging proud yung magulang ko at maging ibot ang buong mundo. Saka maging successful na tao.
Successful in life. Okay.
Yun lang po.
Okay, thank you for that wonderful answer also. How about from the sisters? Kay Mary Rose.
Desire ko po, maging happy yung family ko since sad kami ngayon kasi kawawala lang ng mother namin. Yun yung desire ko talaga ngayon. Mag-create ng happiness para sa family ko.
Okay, good. You have good answers to this. How your desires to make happy. So how about Sister Jessa? General. So,
My desire is to have a high grades in this SEM and to pass the board exam in the future. Yan lang po.
okay, and have a successful career.
Yes po.
Then when you realize that one, and all of you realize your desires, then of course you feel happy, right? You feel joy. Yes or no? Yes. Of course, yes. However, the word desire is often not understood in its original sense because in the present circumstances, our desires tend to pursue evil rather than good. So the original mind is well aware that the desires pursuing evil will lead to misfortune. Therefore, it repels evil desires and strives to follow goodness. So some people, even at the cost of their lives, abandon those physical pleasures, seek for the joy that can enrapture the original mind. So example, Gautama Buddha. So he was a prince, no? In now present country Nepal. He was a prince who left the glory of the palace in seek for the joy in following this original mind. So the joy of these desires from these pleasures of the flesh cannot compare with the happiness experienced by a devout man following this original mind. Human contradiction and fall. So within same individual are two opposing inclinations. The original mind that desires goodness, that leads to happiness, and that evil mind that desires wickedness, that leads you to misfortune. So they are engaged in a first battle, striving to accomplish these two conflicting purposes, either good or wickedness. So any being possessing such contradiction within itself is doomed to perish. Yes. And you, human being, having acquired this contradiction, live on the brink of destruction. And Christianity sees the state of destruction as the result of the human fall. So this being who possess this contradiction, surely is doomed to perish. Why? Because sometimes you do good, sometimes you do bad. But how about if you follow more on this evil mind? Example, if you have good job, fine family, and one moment in time you follow this evil mind and you commit a heinous crime, you killed someone and you were imprisoned. Okay, then from that you lose your job, your family abandon you, your life leads to misfortune. So anyone possessing this contradiction is really doomed to perish. And that's the reality. And Christianity sees the state of destruction as the result of the human fall. Human ignorance. So considered from the viewpoint of the intellect, the human fall represents humanity's descent into ignorance. So people are composed of two aspects. So we have, within ourselves, we have two aspects: internal or mind, external or body. So in the same way, we have, or there are two types of ignorance: internal ignorance and external ignorance. So how to overcome this ignorance? So humanity through religion has followed the path of searching for internal truth. So to overcome internal ignorance, it is through religion, to search for internal truth. And to overcome external ignorance, it is through science, to search for external truth. So religion and science, it's in their own spheres, have been the methods of searching for truth in order to conquer ignorance and attain knowledge. To conquer, overcome, and attain knowledge. So if you look at here, these two, religion and science, are in their own. Okay, they are just like doing, not reconciling each other by their own. So in our earlier slides, okay, we talk about contradiction. So the contradiction here manifested in these two, which corresponds to our mind and body, right? Okay. So that's why we need for the new truth. So religion and science, sitting out with the missions of dispelling the two aspects of human ignorance, have seemed in the course of their development to take positions that were contradictory and irreconcilable. What I've said on the previous slides. They are on their own, contradictory to each other, and irreconcilable. So, however, for humankind to completely overcome these two aspects of ignorance and fully realize the goodness which the original mind desires, at some point in history, there must emerge a new truth which can reconcile religion and science and resolve their problems in an integrated undertaking. So at some point in history, there must emerge a new truth that can overcome these two aspects of ignorance, this internal ignorance and external ignorance, as well as reconciling religion and science. This is the role of the new truth. And also to fully realize which the original mind desires, this goodness. Okay? So certainly truth itself is unique, eternal, immutable, and absolute. Scriptures, however, are not the truth itself, but are textbooks teaching the truth. They were given at various times in history as humankind developed both spiritually and intellectually. The depth and extent of teaching and the method of expressing the truth naturally varied according to its age. So earlier, we learned from the viewpoint of the intellect, the human fall represents humanity's descent into ignorance. Okay. So the truth were given at various times, dependent on the development of these two, spiritual and intellect. And the depth and extent of teaching and method expressing the truth also naturally varied from one age to another. So example here, from the time of Abraham to Moses. So God could not directly give his words of truth. Why? Because their spirituality and intellect were very low at that time. So just God commanded them to offer sacrifices. Yes or no? Okay, now as time goes by, the time of Moses, now God could give directly his words of truth through the 10 commandments, the law. And also, as time goes by, the time of our Lord Jesus Christ, the gospel. Okay, and Jesus Christ did not say that this word is the truth. Just merely said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. It is because the scriptures are not the truth itself, but are textbooks teaching the truth. Okay, so that's why he is not, and not everything has been said. That's why he said in John chapter 14, verse 12, I have yet many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. Their spirituality and intellect are not yet ready for the truth. That's why in our time now, and also he said in John chapter 16, verse 25, I have said this to you in figures. The hour is coming when I shall no longer speak to you in figures, but tell you plainly of the Father. So now in our time, in our modern time, there should be a new truth. It must appear in a higher standard than this one. Comparing to the time of Jesus and now, there is a big difference. No? We are now in the digital era. So our spirituality and intellect are elevated, more elevated than this time of Jesus. So the truth must appear in a higher standard. And with the scientific expression of truth, that could enable us, intelligent modern man, to understand the truth. So that's why Jesus said in John chapter 16, verse 25, I have said this to you in figures. The hour is coming when I shall no longer speak to you in figures, but tell you plainly of the Father. This is the time appropriate for our spirituality and intellect. And the question is, what are the mission of the new truth? Number one, the new truth should be able to reveal the reality of God and his heart, his joyous heart of creation, as well as his striving heart of salvation to save humankind throughout the long course of history. That is the first reality of God. Not far away, but the reality of God and his heart of creation, heart of salvation in saving humankind throughout this long course of history, as we see here in this graph. His providence of restoring humankind back to that original state. Number two, this truth must be able to embrace all historical religions, ideologies, and philosophies, and bring complete unity among them. So, in religions, really, we have 5 major religions: Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Confucianism, Hinduism. And in Christianity alone, there are 45,000 globally denominations. So in other religion also, there are sects, there are divisions also. Ideologies, there's also three major ideologies, for 4 types of philosophies. So this new truth should bring complete unity among them. So we know that this denomination exists and growing. It is because of Jesus Christ cannot yet say all that what he wanted to say, because of those level of spirituality of the people. So that's why the Bible, many important parts in the Bible, are composed of parables and symbols. So through this new truth that could bring about unity among these religions, ideologies, and philosophies. And Reverend San Myung Moon said, unity starts with the unity of mind and body, and the unity of husband and wife. So this truth also could remove those contradictions. So we could attain this unity of mind and body. And from the very foundation of realizing oneness in in a world, unity of this everything, also from this foundation of unity of husband and wife. So third, the new truth should guide fallen people to their original state. So transforming fallen people into that original state. As what I've said, also removing that contradiction. So this ultimate life-giving truth, however, cannot be discovered through an exhaustive investigation of scriptures or scholarly texts, nor can it be invented by any human intellect. It cannot be. The truth must appear as a revelation from God. So God has sent one person to this earth to resolve the fundamental problems of human life and the universe. And his name is Reverend San Myung Moon. So through his intimate communion with God and his meeting with Jesus, he was able to bring lights to all the secrets of heaven. That's why we can read it is written in the book of Revelation, chapter 10, verse 11. You must again prophesy about many peoples, nations, and tongues and kings. Because this new truth could overcome those two types of ignorance. Also remove, as what I've said, contradiction and the reality and heart of God. So that's ends my lecture this evening, and I hope you learned something from it. And thank you for listening. And again, good evening.
Thank you very much, Julius. Just give a round of applause, brothers and sisters. Introduction pa lang yun. Mas marami pa tayong matutunan later. Then, so, introduction, the unification of religion, science through the divine principle. So the question is it possible? Yes, because we've already started it. Then I'm going to no father, try to follow. And yeah, the next question is our responsibility uniting is religion and science. So a lot of things na matutunan natin kasi while listening sa reflection nyo earlier, very ironic yung sinasabi nyo. Why? Because we've been here in the movement for 10 years or more than 10 years, but your purpose is to know more and to learn more divine. So, hindi pa ba enough yung years na yun, nalalaman natin divine principle? Yes, it is not enough. Because what we'll be dealing here in these 21 days, not only philosophically, maintindihan natin yung principle. The most important is, maintindihan natin siya, the essence of the divine principle. Especially, you are preparing for the blessing. Or if hindi man, if you're not preparing for the blessing, at least somehow the essence of the divine principle na matutunan natin dito is to change ourselves. That is by changing our lifestyle. Anyway, yun nga, marami pang matutunan actually. So, we are welcome of questions kung meron kayong clarification. But as of now, wala kasi tayong oras. May pre-exam pa tayo mamaya. Ayun, after nito. So, a reflection din. Gusto kong makarinig galing sa inyo na reflection from the lecture. Yun nga, we don't have much time. So, for sure, next meeting pa yung reflection nyo. Yung question tsaka yan, kailangan i-client. So now, our next program is to proceed sa examination. Pre-exam. Ano naman siya? Essay. So, ilang 9 items? Essay lang. Madali lang. Basic lang yun sa inyo. Ang paano siya sagutan, pwede nyo isulat yung sagot sa papel, picturean nyo, kailangan maganda yung sulat. Kailangan maganda yung sulat. Para maklaro ng, ni Ate Monena, siya yung mag-check sa sagot niyo. Pwede isulat, sa papel, picturean nyo, isend nyo kay Ate Monena sa Messenger. So, sir, nandun sa GC yung name ni Ate Monena. Pwede rin through Messenger, diretso. Type nyo sa Messenger, sagot, send nyo kay Ate Monena. So, kung saan kayo mas komportable. Okay? So, yun, through Messenger or wala sa papel, picturean sa inyo. Ito yung exam. You have 30 minutes to answer. The time is 9:27 and allow me to share my screen. You have 30 minutes to answer. Ready na ba lahat? Ready na lahat, ha? Okay, so ayan, 1 to 9. Okay, yan ko muna kami Facebook. Doon sa GC na. So, time is 9:28. You will finish 9:50. Your time starts now. Kasi lang yan, okay mo tapos. Kalma lang, kalma. If you have any question, yeah, you're free to. Sinend ko rin yung exam dun sa group chat. Pwede Tagalog yung sagot, brothers and sisters. have 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Five minutes. 5 minutes. Alright. Tapos ng lahat. Ayun, sinend ko naman yung exam sa GC. Hindi niyo pa tapos. Sorry. Basta matapos siya, then isend nyo kaya. Very good. So that is our session for tonight. And gising pa ba lahat? Pagkatulog na yung iba. First day pa lang tayo. Sinasabak na agad tayo sa unity between mind and body. Grabe talaga yung principle. Paano natin ma-apply in a very few seconds bago agad yung grabe talaga yung body natin. The principle, like one of the highest truth that we've received from God, and really in real life experience, malalaman mo talaga siya. Ngayon pala, medyo, kahit nga ako medyo na-talk mat, and gusto kong gumising. Be with you guys. Okay, so any more question at announcement? Any mga tanong ba from the audience? Yung hindi niyo pa kilala yung ibang lecturers natin, but they will introduce themselves sa mga darating na session. Okay, so it's time already, and it's time to end this session, first day. So first day pa lang tayo, dalawang 2 days every week. So bale, kung tutusin talaga natin, almost 3 months tong 21 days natin. Almost 3 months. So, ano to? Haba ng pasensya. Paano natin yun at yung mind body natin. So maraming pagsubok na madaanan natin. And doon natin ma-test if we are really like they are really eager to learn the principle by following the basic routine that we need while attending this trip. Okay, to close this program, okay bang lahat? Can you give like heart or thumbs up? Aking heart. Mga dyan pa ba kayo? Okay, dyan pa. Thumbs up. Okay. Thank you. So let's close this with a prayer, and I would like to ask our lecturer.
Ako ba mag-pray?
Yes, Kuya.
Okay. Okay, brothers and sisters, please join me in prayer. Our loving Heavenly Parent and our victorious true Prince of heaven, earth, and humankind, good evening once again. We are so grateful for this evening as we have this first session of our 7th batch for the 21 days online Divine Principle Lecture. And this evening we have this get to know each other. We have our introduction and a little exam for our first session lecture on the introduction. And we pray that we would always reflect on what we've learned and especially study more, and more importantly, how we apply that in our day-to-day life and how we really be able to focus our attention in these 21 days, that we could learn everything and learn and practice what we've learned, and be able to bring about transformation in ourselves. And that could be our way of life, our guiding principle in our day-to-day life, especially how we really align ourselves on our original mind that desires goodness, and how we uh, be able to sustain that throughout our life, especially how we could ultimately receive blessing from our true parents, who could bring about uh, complete transformation of ourselves by removing our original sin. And we have to, um, from this, we have to understand more your heart, the reality of your longing for each and everyone to go back to your bosom, and that you have to strive hard to align always to your standard and ideals, align to our original mind, and also how we could be able to share all these ideals and blessings to others, and that we could be able to practice a life of true love, a life of living for the sake of others, and how we be able to also fulfill our responsibilities. And thank you for this opportunity. Please guide our seminars from beginning to end, and always we offer everything to you, our session, our lectures, and everything, that everyone could really get inspirations, get something that could really bring about realizations and bring about ultimately transformation. Thank you for everything, especially for this moment as we have this first session of our online 21 days divine principle lecture. I'd like to offer this prayer report in my name and my wife's name, Julius Santami Escletos and Club Blessed Family, with gratefulness. Aju.
Aju. Thank you very much, everybody. Let's give a hand again to Kuya Julius, our lecturer, to Dr. Randy Ami, welcoming us here. And thank you, brothers and sisters. Good night. See you next meeting, Wednesday.
Good night.
Same time, 7:30 to 10. Thank you, Regine.
Good night, everyone.
Cortes family.
Fine po.
Isang family pa eh. Pinyoso. Thank you. Thank you, Yunji. Ate Mary Rose, thank you. See you Wednesday. Bill, thank you. See you Wednesday. Gilbert, thank you.
See you
Pati
po.
pala si Gilbert dito eh. Jeremy. Kung Shin, see you sa Wednesday. Good night. Jeremy. Si Kishan. Wala si Kishan. Jessame, thank you po. See you po sa Wednesday. Good night. I'm gonna end this.